My name is Timothy Page, and I am married to a wonderful wife. We've been married for 19 years. We have 5 children. My oldest son is married, and he's given us 7 grandchildren. My oldest daughter just graduated high school, and she'll be entering college this fall. I have 2 teenage sons, both in high school, one a junior, one a freshman. Both of them are on the honor roll. Both play music, and both are in sports, track and basketball. My youngest daughter, she's a 6th grader. She's on the honor roll. She's learning to play piano, and she also loves to sing. I spent 20 years in the United States Navy as an aviation ordnanceman. It's pretty much a weapons handler. I was in several squadrons, VFA 125 at the Naval Air Station Lemoore, VFA 192 off the USS Midway in Atsugi, Japan, and I was an instructor at Strike Fighter Weapons School Pacific in Lemoore, California. I was also on an LHD. It's a Gator freighter. We dropped the Marines off and we picked them up. I did 20 years in the Navy, mostly aviation ordnance, but I also worked as a safety supervisor, both aircraft and flight deck and shipboard handling supervisor. Our job was pretty much to keep people safe aboard ship and working around aircraft, taking off and landing. Pretty dangerous environment. I've traveled to 17 countries around the world, and to be honest, that's the biggest thing I miss about being in the military. You never knew where you were going to wake up. Wake up in a foreign country, eating new foods, meeting new peoples, learning new language. I miss it. When I retired the Navy in 2005, I worked for the post office. I worked as a window clerk, selling stamps, mailing packages, taking mail, receiving mail. I did that for about 4 years until I got injured. I was off duty, just walking around the block one day, and the next thing I know, I'm waking up in the hospital. Apparently, I had gotten in my vehicle, and we really still today don't know what happened. But somehow I was ejected from the vehicle. I broke both legs, my right arm, 3 ribs, and lost 45 days of short-term memory. If you've ever seen the movie 50 First Dates, where he has to identify himself the next day because she doesn't remember him, that's pretty much who and what I was. We'd have a conversation, a discussion, and a couple hours later, it never happened. So, because that was during the hardest part of my hospital stay, I didn't remember a lot of pain from the 9 surgeries they took to put my leg back together. Since I retired in 2005 from the Navy and retiring in 2010, 2011 from the post office, I've pretty much been an active children's pastor. I love it. I write my own programs. Since I got injured and I'm retired Navy, the Navy sent me back to school to follow another career that where I could have gainful employment. I chose to become a digital cinematographer. I want to make movies and television. Can you blame me? My plan is to become the next Mr. Rogers. I'd like my own television show, sort of like Sesame Street version of a Sunday school. Anyway, that's pretty much Tim in a nutshell. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, and I like to make movies. I'm a children's pastor, and I want to do some really creative things to change the world. You guys have a wonderful day. This is Tim. See ya.